November 9th, 1938 was the day German Nazis launched a campaign against Jewish people and was unofficially named Night of Broken Glass after countless windows were smashed and many other belongings of the Jewish were destroyed. This act of terror soon escalated to the Jews being taken to concentration camps in just a few years, where they were tortured and awaiting imminent death. In this photograph, taken in a Buchenwald camp in early April of 1945, just before liberation, by an unknown photographer, you can see the very sickly inmate awaiting treatment from a Czech doctor, while other inmates surround him. The image of their ribs and bones being so defined through skin is horrifying, but difficult to look away from. The next photograph was taken the same month and at the same camp by another unknown photographer, who captured an inmate with the look of both terror and death in his eyes. Though he may not be dead, his shiny gaze makes it seem so and makes it even harder to look away, as we empathize for this man. As Susan Sontag expresses in her essay, many photographs taken of the Holocaust both invite our gaze and make the act of looking difficult, which is exactly what both photographs have done. The terror is too much to take in with our own eyes, but the sight is so astounding that it is hard to believe, so viewers continue to look. This next photograph, taken in February of 1945 in Auschwitz, was taken by a Russian photographer for a film being made about the liberation of the camp. Pictured are about 50 children and a nurse waiting behind barbed wire. It is unknown if this is the only amount of child survivors from this camp, but the image immediately suggests so. This image is slightly easier to look at, but still makes many viewers' stomach drop to imagine children in a concentration camp. The final photograph, taken shortly after the Buchenwald camp was liberated, is from a video of German citizens who were taken through the camp to view what the Nazis had done. Citizens are seen crying, like this image, and even gagging at the sight of piles of bodies, bones, and personal belongings. The video later shows a woman who had collapsed and was clearly awestruck by what was before her eyes. These are real-life examples of how Susan Sontag described the horrors of what was seen, yet for some reason, the German citizens continued walking through the camp and looking at the horrifying displays. Each of these images display exactly what Susan Sontag explained about images of atrocities. As she explained, the images invited our gaze while simultaneously making the act of looking very difficult. This continues in modern day with photographs as we look at images of the horrors happening all over the world with both remorse and wonder.